Welcome to today's conversation, dear listeners, on Season Media Radio. At the anchor, I am Fru William. We are joined by a Cameroonian-born US-based book author, Paule Yvonne Makanda, who released her first inspiring book entitled Carried by Hope last March 2026, a book in which she explains her life journey and struggles all the way from Cameroon to the United States of America. In the course of this interview, she will be giving us more details on the book, her life, and her aspirations. Good day, Paule Yvonne Makanda, and thank you for being on Season Media Radio today.
Hello, William. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you today.
So tell us, Paule Yvonne, in your 198 pages book, rather than offering a simple story of healing, you portray your quiet endurance of pain, rebuilding your identity, and ultimately transforming your suffering into purpose by joining the US Army. Now, first thing first, what inspired the title Carried by Hope? Why not any other title?
So, the title came from a very real place in my life. There were moments when I had nothing, no control, no answers, just uncertainty. But even in those moments, I held on to hope. And looking back, I realized that it was hope that carried me through everything I went through. So, I didn't always have the strength, but I always had hope. When I had nothing left, I was just hoping.
I believe that's the message you want to maybe share to those who are going to be reading the book or the memoir with such a powerful title.
Yes, definitely.
So having gone through the masterpiece myself, I took note of the fact that it touches on loss, illness, immigration struggles. So how difficult was it to share these experiences? Because oftentimes some or many people would not like to share their stories. So how difficult was it on your own side?
To be honest, it was very difficult because some of those moments, like losing my mother, my aunt, dealing with illness far from home, are things I carried silently for a long time. So writing about them reopened wounds. But I also knew that my story could help someone else. It was painful to write, but healing to share it.
It was painful to write, but healing to share it. And so what is the key lesson you want readers who are going to be reading this quality piece, especially young Cameroonians, why not Africans, to take from your story?
Yes. So I want the reader to feel seen, understood, and above all, hopeful. Life can be so unpredictable and sometimes very painful, but your story doesn't end in those moments. I want people to walk away believing that they can rebuild themselves, that they can rise again no matter what they've been through.
Having many opportunities to rise again, irrespective of the many difficulties or challenges that come your way. Now, just a question, by the way, how long did it take you to come up with this book?
To be honest, it took me like 2 years and I wasn't sure that I want to share it. So I was just writing because I felt like it was a healing process for me. But by the time I was writing, I was like, okay, maybe my experiences could be someone else's survival guide. So I decided, to publish the book.
Wow, that's amazing. And truly, after reading a piece of it, I'm like, wow. But we understand that the book, wouldn't come into existence without the academic and military part of your journey. So academically speaking, why did you choose supply chain management? Let's start from there. And how has it influenced your career? And what motivated you to join the US Army?
So I chose supply chain management because I've always been interested in how systems work, how things move, how organizations function behind the scenes. And it taught me discipline, problem solving, and strategic thinking. Those skills helped me not only professionally but also in how I navigate in life. Joining the US Army was a deeply personal decision after everything I've been through. Like you said, immigration struggles, loss, rebuilding my life. I wanted a structure, a purpose, and a way to challenge myself. The Army represented the strength, the growth, and opportunity to become a better version of myself.
You being a lady, how do you blend family life, and military life, and at the same time being a book author?
Yeah, it's just like it's hard. And it's really challenging because being in the military, you gotta be there like every time they called you. Even for my kid, I gotta be there every time they need me. Even for my husband, so it's just like you gotta be organized, disciplined, and everything goes right.
Everything going right, being organized, being disciplined. But would you want to maybe center a little bit on that? Because back here in Cameroon, most women, with this African mentality and Cameroonian mentality, they don't understand the concept of being disciplined and in whatever you do, irrespective of whether you're in the military or maybe just in normal life. Would you want to maybe center some sentences or what on the principle of discipline?
Yes. So first of all, I want to say that the Army transformed me mentally, emotionally, and physically because I was brought down when I went in the military. But on the other hand, I know like my place of women because I have a man in my life, I have my kids. And I always tell my husband that my uniforms ain't like front of the door. So when I'm at home, I'm not a soldier. I'm a normal person, So it puts me just beyond my limit. I can say that every day I can tell myself like I'm stronger than yesterday.
Amazing, simply amazing. We are actually signing out of this interview and we want to know, how do you hope your story will impact Cameroonians both home and abroad, that's in the diaspora?
I hope my story will remind Cameroonians both at home and in diaspora that our story matters. That if we leave home, our roots stay with us. Yes. I want my journey to inspire others to keep going, to believing in themselves, and to turn their struggle into strength. So my advice for my brothers and sisters
and the young people who are actually facing hardship,
and young people, is don't give up on yourself. Life may not go as planned. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward, even when it's hard.
Stay focused, stay strong, and keep moving forward, even when it is hard.
Yes, definitely. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you're going through, hold on to hope, because hope has the power to carry you further than you ever imagined.
And I believe on this note, we are going to say that for no condition is actually permanent.
Definitely, yes.
And in a nutshell, Carried by Hope by Paule Yvonne is a deeply personal memoir that explores grief, faith, motherhood, and resilience. We understand that you were born and raised in Douala, Cameroon by strong female figures, and of course, after facing profound loss after moving to the United States, including death of your loved ones, struggles with motherhood, and the challenges of immigration. Though honest and reflective, the memoir also highlights that while hope does not remove pain, it provides the strength to keep moving forward, as you have rightfully said, Paule Yvonne.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you for being on Season Media.
Thank you so much, William. It was a pleasure.
And that was it, dear listeners, for this edition of the conversation on Season Media Radio. At the anchor, I was Fru William. Paule Yvonne Makanda was our guest for today, all the way from the United States of America. We hope you were inspired by that story there. See you next time for yet another edition. But until then, make sure you keep listening and following Season Media on all its platforms. And make sure you keep on staying blessed. Enjoy your day.